Hi there, my name is Jessica Lajwa and I am the Calgary Program Specialist with Alberta Ecotrust Foundation's Climate Innovation Fund. This video is intended to walk applicants through the main details of our Climate Innovation Grant Program and how to put together a strong application. We are looking for initiatives that have the potential to contribute to emissions reductions, create meaningful benefits in our communities, and have a clear pathway to how they can be scaled up. Projects must have activities and benefits occurring in Calgary or Edmonton and align with the city's climate plans or with the goal of carbon neutrality. This year, within each of our focus areas, we've identified challenge statements to drill down to the specific urban climate solutions we're targeting. These are opportunities to reduce emissions through buildings, transportation, or energy systems. We have identified 2 or 3 challenge statements to be focused on this year. The complete list can be found on our website and in our program guidelines. If you feel your project meets all of the eligibility criteria and would score well on the application scorecard, but it doesn't quite fit within the listed challenge statements, it might still be considered. Just reach out to our grants team to discuss the project. Our program is open to nonprofit and charitable organizations considered as qualified Canadian donees. This includes the cities of Calgary and Edmonton, and if you are a community adjacent to either city, such as a First Nation, with a regional project that meets our criteria, please reach out so we can discuss eligibility with you. Other eligible nonprofit organizations include school boards, post-secondary institutions, and industry and community associations. Organizations that are not eligible to apply include private sector or for-profit organizations, individual schools or classroom-based projects operating in the K-12 school system, or political parties. For 2022, the maximum funding amount that can be requested is $100,000 with no minimum request. As a bonus, projects centered on innovative low-carbon technologies or products for buildings may be eligible to access additional funding through the Smart Sustainable Resilient Infrastructure Association, or SSRIA. If you would like to explore this potential additional funding, be sure to clearly describe the innovative technology or building product in your application. SSRIA could provide up to $200,000 per project in additional funding. Projects are also required to have a minimum of 20% of the total project value in matching funding. Projects can have multiple sources of matching funds, including additional funding from the federal government. However, federal government funds will not count towards the 20% matching requirement. Non-cash contributions, such as salaries, can be used as matching funds, provided they are an auditable expense. The Climate Innovation Grant Program has a 2-part application process. From March 23rd to April 22nd, expressions of interest are accepted through our grant application portal. At the EOI stage, we will be asking some basic details about your project, including the funding amount you're requesting, the total budget of your project, and the community benefits you think will result from your project. This stage offers you the opportunity to tell us how your project aligns with your selected challenge statement and how your project will incorporate the considerations identified in each of our criteria in the scorecard. We want to hear about your project in your own words. If your project is selected to advance to the full application stage, you will get an invite in early May. Alberta Ecotrust will work with applicants to help build a strong full application, providing feedback from your EOI stage. The full application stage will also require a more detailed project description and plan, including a full project budget. This year, applicants will not be required to complete greenhouse gas reduction estimates for their project, but they may be asked to provide additional information by Alberta Ecotrust staff. My colleague Stephanie will now walk us through the rest of the program details.
Thanks, Jessica. Let's get into our application scorecard and how projects will be assessed. Our application scorecard outlines how we'll assess projects and the criteria that we would like to see addressed by the projects. This can be found in the resources section of our website, and we would encourage you to review it as you prepare your application. So what are our categories for evaluation? First, greenhouse gas emissions. Emissions reductions is a primary focus of our Climate Innovation Fund. However, our criteria is based on the potential projects to unlock emissions reductions at scale, rather than simply resource acquisition or projects that only result in project-level emissions reductions. Our challenge statements outline what kind of emissions reductions we are targeting in each focus area. Next is scalability. Here we are looking for applicants to consider what pathway and strategy is needed to accelerate change beyond the direct scope of a project. This includes the barriers to be overcome, the drivers that can be amplified, and who might support the implementation of the change. Next is social equity. In order to realize meaningful transformation in our communities, we want to support projects that are accessible to all and do not exacerbate current social inequities. Consider who is benefiting from the outcomes of your project and how you might support diverse communities. Lastly, we look at the community benefits of projects. Here we are interested in how a project can solve various problems and provide multiple benefits in our communities. This is known as multi-solving. This could look like a project that not only reduces greenhouse gas emissions, but perhaps also improves air quality or makes housing more affordable or provides skills and training for an emerging sector. We want you to consider any relevant social, economic, and other environmental benefits that might result from your project. So how do we make decisions about our applications? At the EOI stage, our Alberta Ecotrust team will screen applications looking to ensure projects align with our program goals, challenge statements, and that organizations have the capacity to complete the projects. The final decision-making authority on full applications is delegated to the Grant Selection Committee with representatives from Calgary and Edmonton who will evaluate projects using the evaluation criteria detailed in the application scorecard. The Grant Selection Committee is composed of representatives from the city's Climate Innovation Fund Executive Advisory Committees and additional community members. We want to give you some tips and places to look to put together a strong application. We have some excellent resources on our website to get you started on putting together your application, and these include a program guide, a downloadable version of our EOI questions so you can collaborate with your team before you submit on our portal, and a copy of our application scorecard. You can also take a look at the projects that were funded last year if you're in need of inspiration. Let's jump to our website to take a look at where to find these resources. On the Climate Innovation Grant Program page, you'll want to scroll down to about 3/4 of the way down the page to the Resources for Applicants section. Here you'll find our detailed program guidelines, expression of interest questions, and the application scorecard. Our team at Alberta Ecotrust Foundation wants to support and strengthen those organizations working on solutions to our climate emergency in Calgary and Edmonton, and we really want to see your projects and ideas. We'd like you to consider booking a call with myself or my colleague Jessica, and you can chat with us before you submit your EOI. We'll get to know your organization and your project objectives and work directly with you to ensure that your project aligns with our funding program. So under this Resource for Applicants section, you can click here to book meetings with either Jessica or myself, or you can do so up in this section of our website. We want to get to know you, your organization, and your projects and ideas. We're here to support you to put together a strong application, so please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can reach us by email at grants@albertaecotrust.com or book a call through our website, albertaecotrust.com/grants/climate innovation program. We hope to chat with you soon.